What is going on today, guys? We are back for another episode in Alpha 19. Now, today, what we're going to do is we already got our workbench queued up. It's almost done here. So we got to go to the trader. We got to look for some more questing. Um, we also need to get ourselves a little bit of oil and a little bit of coal as well so we can make ourselves the bicycle. We are basically all we need is 4 oil and like 17 coal, and that's it. Then we're ready to go. We're ready to make our bike, and then we'll have our first bit of good transport. So can't wait to get that. That's going to be fantastic. Just going to kind of round up the little bit of stuff that we want to get rid of. I probably won't ever make a steel sledgehammer, so I don't really foresee keeping that at all. And we need one pipe here so we can repair up our blunderbuss for selling. And I know it's not a lot. It's not a lot of money, but we got to go to the trader anyway so we can get ourselves another quest. So we might as well take care of that. And we're just going to plop this down just like that for now. That'll do the trick. And yeah, so we should be good to go. Not much to sell, but as you guys can see, we are getting quite a bit of decent stuff. We do need to start saving some of our canned foods for making recipes coming up when we do get them unlocked. There is a couple really good food recipes, which if we end up lucking into getting the schematic for them, that would be fantastic. One of which is the spaghetti. It gives an absolutely massive return as far as food goes. It gives, I believe, it's 122 food back. It's one of the newer ones, I'll call it, and it's great. So anyway, with that being said, we're gonna head down to the trader. We do have this quest to go kill a screamer zombie, but I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna get over there. I was gonna go over and do that if we had the bike, but we do not. So anyway, we're gonna head off to the trader. I'll meet you guys when we get there, and then we'll see about what we can get for another good quest, and hopefully it's something that's not too far away. If it is, I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take a look here at this working tool stiff on the way back from the trader. I'm really curious to loot it. I know I should probably wait until my game stage is up a bit higher before looting it, but I don't know. I'm really curious to see how it changed, because as you guys can see from the outside, it looks completely different. And if you look on the inside, you see all these shelves and stuff. So curiosity is kind of getting the better of me as far as that goes. Plus, it's probably our best bet for finding oil other than, wrenching down cars and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to get off to the trader and I'll meet you guys there in just a minute. Alright, just arrived here at the trader. We're going to go ahead and get everything sold off. Now, one thing I keep forgetting to do is check the vending machines and see if we can find um, some of those good candies. Some of those candies are absolutely fantastic, and we really should be looking for that. Another thing we can do is we can look and see if it's actually got some oil and no coal, though. So we just need 4 oil. It is a bit too expensive. I would probably never end up buying oil here, just because at 200 per, honestly, I could
Thank you
definitely
so much. Hey, come again.
spend my dukes a lot better. So anyway, um, we do have some buried supplies. That's basically going to be about what we can do until, you know, pretty much for a while. Once we get the bike, that's gonna be huge. For me, I just
We always need someone to
always
handle. Oh, thank goodness.
gotta have
I can find
transportation.
anyone to do
Um,
that job.
so anyway, before we forget, we do have these new candies in game. Now the eye candy gives a loot bonus. It's only a 5-minute duration candy, but it basically is like having Lucky Looter or the Lucky Goggles. It improves the loot quality and the amount of loot that you get. So they're fantastic. Um, the hackers are for salvaging. So like for using your wrench, if you got a spot where you got to wrench a whole bunch of stuff up, I could see this being absolutely fantastic for that. Rockbuster is for mining. Mining one is another great one to have. Don't get me wrong, the salvaging one is good as well, but you know, how often do you find a spot where you're gonna be salvaging for, you know, 10 minutes at a crack with the wrench? So nothing left in there. Just figured I'd check it while we were here. I'm going to grab a little bit more of this goldenrod as we find it. One thing I do want to start doing is start working on getting some farm plots made up and start growing our own crops as soon as possible. And the reason for this is because honestly, the lack of eggs in bird nests is just a killer for early game food. That used to be like one of the biggest things, was making bacon and eggs early on, and you know, there's just not a whole lot of eggs in nests anymore, so you hardly ever find them. As you can see, we just get feathers there, and for the most part, eggs have become kind of a rare commodity almost, to some extent. Now, apparently, if you turn your loot bonus up, from what I've read, you do have a lot better chance of finding the eggs, and you get significantly more too. So, but anyway, just grabbing a little bit of this goldenrod. We can get chrysanthemum wherever. Goldenrod tends to be a little bit harder to find. So I wanted to grab up some of this for making some seeds with it. One of the things that I do eventually want to start getting into making, as far as drinks goes, is the pure mineral water, because it's got such a great return, and it's really not too bad to get. Now, the one thing we do need to find is a coal node, and I don't know that I've walked by one yet. I mean, I very well could have missed one by now, but you know, sometimes it's hard to remember where you see everything, especially if you don't mark it right away. That's why normally, if you see me going along during an episode and I find a node, and I'll mark it, like I didn't mark that nitrate one back there for some reason. But normally I'll just go along, and as I see the nodes, I'll mark them, because as I mentioned, you know, it's so hard to remember if you where you've seen it if you don't mark the thing. So anyway, that being said, we are going to be looting this today. I do want to head back to base quick and drop off pretty much everything we have on us. I am going to keep one of those little loot candy things, and we're going to be using that. Now, when I use the loot candy, what I like to do, or rather what I prefer to do with that, is I'll go ahead and I'll clear the whole building out, and then I will, after I'm done clearing the building out, I will then go ahead and pop the loot candy and then loot everything at once. So then you make sure you have enough time, because with it only being 5 minutes, it may seem like that's a decent amount of time, but 5 minutes goes pretty damn quick. So you want to make sure that you make the most out of it. I mean, yeah, they are only what, 100 dukes, and if you have like a barter candy running, you can get them a little bit cheaper. But even still, even at, say, you know, we'll just call them 100 dukes just for ease. But you know, at 100 dukes, they can net you some pretty serious gains on here. So the candies should never be overlooked. And I know I'm terrible with remembering to actually hit up the machines for them. I'm trying to do a bit better on that, because you know, obviously the candies are just that good. So man, I was really hoping we get enough oil out of these cars, but I think we only got one. Yeah, and like I said, I was not gonna waste my dukes on $200 per, or 200 dukes per, for oil. It just, I'll spend my time wrenching cars off camera to get that done instead, because yeah, it's just not worth it. Just not worth it. And we could have some in a chest. I don't think I cleared out that chest completely over there. And I really thought I had some oil, but I probably sold it. I'm pretty good at that. pretty good at selling the stuff when I should be hanging on to it. It's been so long since I played this, and yeah, I'm just not used to what I should be doing, I'll say. So anyway, go ahead and drop basically as much of this stuff off as we can. We're just gonna, you know, just pile everything in where we can for now. But as far as food goes, a lot of these canned foods have recipes to them, so some of them are pretty darn good recipes too. So it definitely would pay off to keep a lot of it around. It's really going to depend on what the recipe is too. So that spaghetti recipe is the one I know of for sure that's really good, and I can't wait to start making that. But one thing we do need to find is we do need to find some other crops. Specifically, what I'm looking for is going to be blueberries, potatoes, and mushrooms. And those three, well, we already have the corn, but those three are going to be the other main crops that we grow. Obviously, we're going to be growing like coffee and chrysanthemum and goldenrod for drink, but as far as food-wise goes, those are going to be like the main four. So anyway, let's get on in here and see what we can find. Can't wait to check this place out. There should be some zombies in here somewhere. Maybe. Oh, they're not up above. I thought that creaking was somebody falling out of the ceiling for a minute. Don't want to get hung up either. There we go. Anybody else? There's one. Can I have that back? Takes forever to get your spear back sometimes. Leave the slow one for last. We got to regenerate some stamina. You know what? I totally screwed up that shot. So it looks like there's a lot of nice concrete out here. Some cobblestone even too. Lots of resources. This is actually a fantastic change. Now I have seen the, what's it called? Crack-a-Books Cafe. Oh, that place looks so awesome. But most of the stuff you end up getting out there ends up being paper, but it is a great spot to get some books and stuff out of. Now you can't loot this stuff? Okay. Wondering if you could loot these shells. Oh, you can loot that one. Can't loot that one though. Okay, so some of them you can. A lot of toolboxes. They're all opened, unfortunately. These ones you can't loot either. That's a shame. So we got a bathroom. We got back here. Ooh, looks like there's a lot more good stuff back here. That's just the back of that. We got another vending machine too. I'm probably going to end up marking these on the map. It's not a working one. Never mind. The working ones I'll probably end up marking on the map just so we can stop by them on a regular basis. Go ahead and take care of this guy first. Give me my spear. Here we go. Give me that. Couple more. Can I have that? Or not? Shoot for the legs. Maybe you get lucky and cripple them. Or shoot them in the head and watch their heads explode sometimes. Like that. Yeah, the one thing I'm not a big fan of with the spear is the fact that when you hit them, sometimes in the head, you're not able to actually pick up the spear right away. It's kind of a bit of a pain, because as you guys could see there, if I could have picked up my spear, I would have been able to use it again, but unfortunately, we weren't able to. And anyway, a couple more zombies maybe, and then I think we're going to be clear to loot, so. Just kind of checking this out. I haven't seen this POI yet. And as you guys know, I always play off camera too, so I have got to see a bit of stuff. But yeah, this looks pretty neat. Let's check out the roof. blast and make sure. Hopefully no vultures. And speaking of the vulture, there he is. And a couple zombies. Well, thank you for giving me time to get my spear back and stuff. That was awfully nice of him. Not sure where he was going. Still not sure what he's... Oh, crap. One thing I have noticed, now it might just... It's not happening on here, but... Okay. Enough of that. Can I have that back? Oh, I grabbed it. Okay. Still gets to swing when he's dead. That's neat. One thing I have noticed, though, that I figure I should mention, is the one I'm playing off camera, I have noticed that when I miss with the spear, this drop down comes up with an error. So it's every time I miss, which, yeah, it's as big of a pain in the ass as it sounds. No better way of putting it, to be honest. How do we get back there? Oh, through the roof. Okay, I see. I was gonna say. But yeah, it's literally as big of a pain in the ass as it sounds. Thought I heard something. Yeah, it's every time I miss. So I'm not sure what's causing that. It's not happening on here, as you guys can see. But yeah, it sucks. It's gotten me hit several times. I've actually gotten broken bones and stuff from it a few times already now. And yeah, not a big fan of it. But anyway, we're back here in the loot room. I figured we'd start back here. And what we're going to do is we'll pop this open once we get all these knocked open like this. So that way we can just go ahead and get right to it. And don't think there's any good way out of here. If you could crouch and do the one block squeeze through, it wouldn't be so bad. That is one thing whoops, let's not hit the metal there. That's one thing I do miss a lot too. So anyway, as I was saying about the food thing, we are going to need to work on farm plots. We might actually work on that after we're done with this, because I would like to start planting crops as soon as possible. Now, another thing I'm not a huge fan of is how they did the living off the land perk, because it basically ruins, to an extent, your planting of crops, because you only get 3 from your planted crops instead of 5. I really feel like they could have definitely left this perk as a 5-level perk and had it so, you know, the first one was 1 and 1, then the second one would be 1 for wild, 2 for 2 for planted, and then 2 and 3, and then 2 and 4, and then 3 and 5 is how I think that one should have went. Because honestly, you should be getting more for what you planted versus being able to harvest more from a wild crop, I think. But anyway, let's go ahead and we're gonna pop this bad boy and see what we can get out of here. We're probably not gonna get anything like too horribly special, but you know, nice little bit of a better. Oops. I don't have any rock on me, but a little bit better of a shovel there. So every little bit's going to help right now. These axes are obviously the same as ours. Don't need to check them. Basically, you can go by, well, you see this one is a bit better. It's 1 melee better and 5 block damage better. So 7 and 25 versus 8 and 30. So you can go ahead and scrap that and take that one. And can we get in there? There we go. And these shovels will be exactly the same. So you go ahead and scrap that one up. Don't need that anymore, or that. We don't need that. Leather hood we're going to sell, and this armor we can go ahead and wear, but we're going to have to take our mod out of that one. So go ahead and modify this, and pop it right into here, just like so. Alright, last one of these chests in here, and then we got to get out and loot the rest of the stuff. So a couple anvils is great. Definitely happy with that. Now we need to get our blocks and get ourselves out of here. There we go. Now I don't know if there's much of anything up here on the roof. There's one bird's nest. We're not going to worry about that. We're just going to get down right away and get to looting everything else here. So as you can see on the left, right above our stamina bar, you'll notice that the candy is still in effect for another just over 3 minutes and 10 seconds. So we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to run around here and loot everything, including the garbages, because you never know, garbages can give you like schematics and stuff, and those are all empty, of course, you know, just because they can be. Can I loot that? Give me that. And a little bit of aloe. Ooh, that's a working stiff. Hiding back there. Get that box taken care of. And I thought, oh, that's concrete. That's what that was. Thought that was like a bag of some sort. And ooh, that's a beautiful shovel right there. And as you can see, it is better than all the rest, and it's way better than ours. So we're gonna go ahead and take that and salvage them. Unfortunately, those tools do not sell for anything. So with the stone tools, you just scrap them. Unfortunately, like I said, they're not worth anything. You just got to get rid of them. So keep going through here, and we're going to go out and hit them shelves out front in just a minute here. Nothing on these. And we're going to leave all the resource harvesting for afterwards here. So now some of these shelves you can search. We've got a wire tool there. It's kind of weird how these work, but because again, not all of them are can you loot, and those are just bathrooms, so I'm gonna leave them. Oh, can loot that one. Another wire tool. Not gonna worry about looting the toilets while this is running. Oh, that's empty. It's the one we looted. All right, and ooh, beautiful motor tool parts. Motor tool parts are probably our best find in here, in my opinion. I would take motor tool parts or pretty much anything we could get here. So unfortunately, all those are already open. We can't do anything with them, and I think that's about it as far as that stuff goes. Search the freezer, and why would a freezer have plastic and paper in? I couldn't answer that, to be honest. I really could not. So search the grill, and a little bit of rotten flesh. Rotten flesh is actually a pretty good thing to get as well. And I think that's about it for loot containers, other than like the toilets and stuff like that. So now we can go ahead and hit up the toilets. Like I said, the shelves are a bit weird. You'd think if they have stuff on them, you should be able to search them, because some of them that you can search make sense, but then some of them are kind of like, like these. You'd think you'd be able to loot these. Oh, wait. Oh, we can actually loot this one. Steel sledge parts. It's weird though. It's got a funky hitbox to it. I'll have to check out the other shelves again, because now I'm a little bit concerned that we overlook some stuff. Let's actually put that in here. Dye really has no point in it in vanilla, other than basically it's just a cosmetic. So if you get dye, there's really not too much need to keep it on here. Well, this shelf, this one looks like you ought to be able to loot it. I mean, I realize that box is open, but I don't know. That one's empty. Maybe there's some sort of rhyme or reason to it. Maybe it's the boxes open that make it not lootable. I don't know. Let's just get our toilet water, and then, you know, we got some farm plots to make up. I should have marked that damn nitrate node, because I can guarantee you I'm going to need nitrate. Now these you can go ahead and salvage down for mechanical parts here. I normally leave the ones that are that are already closed like that. So, and then these, of course, you can go ahead and take the brass. Get the full faucet. The other ones just go to iron. So I never bother with them ones, but I figure the ones that are brass, I will take. Ooh, ammo. Okay, let's just jump on the toilet here. And a little bit of ammo. Got a little bit more stuff to loot here. A little medical cabinet. Steroids. Oh, beautiful. Steroids for getting around a lot easier. Awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab all these other resources. Another thing you can salvage down with the wrench is these busted machines like this. You do get a little bit of forged steel out of it. It's more based off of your salvage operation skill. So if mine was higher, we'd be getting a lot more resources out of this. But you do end up with a little bit of forged steel, some forged iron, you know, stuff like that. So it might be worth your time. If you forged steel early game before you can actually get access to the crucible, it can be absolutely fantastic. So we only got 3, but 3 is better than nothing, I guess. But anyway, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and get all these resources quick, and then I will see you guys back at base so we can work on getting some farm plots. So we actually missed a chunk back here. I forgot to actually come back into here and loot this. I just now realized that. But I basically got everything else all harvested up. Got some fish tacos. I'll have to check out what it's going to take to make them. I'm just going to hit this, get rid of it. And we got some book. So Lucky Looter 3, more brass and loot. Alright. And cable guys never make it. Sure. Definitely take advantage of that. And alright, so that's it. We're pretty much full up. I was going to go ahead and smash up that car with the wrench, but we don't have the room. So I'll have to come back and do that. But anyway, oh, I did miss a little bit of stuff, and we missed the grill too, I guess. But as you guys can see, we got tons of resources. That's one really nice thing, is it seems like there's pretty much enough of this kind of stuff around the map to where if you need it, you could basically go out and find it, and you don't have to worry about making too much of it early game. So that's fantastic. All these wood piles here give, you know, pretty darn good amount of wood, and it's pretty easy to get. So can't really complain too much about that. But yeah, that was this place. This place is absolutely fantastic. Better get home before our steroid wears off though, because otherwise we're going to be in deep trouble. No, we have another one yet, but yeah, it would. Another thing I want to say is it would be nice if there was a stone pickaxe. I know stone pickaxe kind of be a little bit tough. You know, I can understand that, but it would be great to have that for an early game item, just because of how much easier it would be to harvest with, in my opinion anyway. It would just make the early game stamina struggle a lot more tolerable, because it can be, the early game stamina struggle can be quite rough sometimes, especially with how the food system is right at the moment. It's kind of a bear, because as you guys can see, whoops, wrong one here. We only have 1 egg, and we really don't have much for other food at the moment. So food is kind of scarce. We could eat just the corn. I mean, there's plenty of corn around. But what we want to do is we want to go ahead and make up some farm plots. Now we need clay and wood yet. Oh man, I think I threw all my clay in the damn forge. Oh, I did too. Well, we got a little bit there. So we should be able to make up a couple of them. I'm going to work on harvesting some resources overnight. And yeah, We don't really, like I said, we don't really have much for food. So, yeah. Probably going to have to make ourselves like some charred meat or something. What can we even make? Oh, yeah. What's the fish tacos? Salmon and cornmeal. Okay. Now, I'm assuming grilled meat is better, but you need a cooking grill, unfortunately. So we're probably going to end up making boiled meat, I guess. Or, you know, I've never made corn on the cob. Let's actually check that out. I don't think I have ever actually made corn on the cob on here before. Do we even have... Alright, we need to set some water to boil. Let's just do 30. 4 minutes. Go ahead and dump these in there. Yeah, we'll have to check out some... Oh, that's what I can do. I have vitamins and sham sandwiches. That would work. Yeah, we could just load up on these. I guess that works for now. Might as well. Let's just go with 4 of them for now. We're good on drinks, so anyway, let's go ahead to the farm plot here. And as you can see, it's pretty cheap as far as rotten flesh goes. Clay is a bit expensive, and we need to go get some nitrate yet. But we can go ahead and make 2 of them up to start with. And that'll be, you know, that'd be a good little start for the moment. Gonna drink ourselves one of these. Yeah, so right at the moment, we need to find ourselves some clay, and we need to get ourselves a couple oil. We got our workbench down. Otherwise, we're pretty good as far as getting the bike goes. So, said I'm gonna have to do some looking around for some resource nodes. I'm probably gonna look around to see if I can't find some bird's nest. I'm gonna be harvesting some resources overnight, and hopefully it goes well. Hopefully we don't get bothered too much by, you know, anything too crazy. What I'm gonna do though for overnight is I'm just gonna use my AK instead of the blunderbuss here, just so we have that extra bit of firepower. Don't think we have any good mods yet that I know of. Yeah, we do have a scope, I guess. That'll do the trick. And we can pop that into the forage. So anyway, I hope everybody had a great 4th of July. For those of you who celebrate it, I really hope you guys had a good one. I apologize for no videos over the weekend, but with the 4th going on, it was pretty busy. So hope you guys understand and had a good time yourselves. So anyway, guys, like I said, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we'll catch you guys for the next episode. Next episode, we got to do some looting. We got to find some food, and we got to get some nitrate. So I'm probably going to walk down and find the nitrate mine overnight, being I have the AK, and yeah, just get a whole bunch of resources harvested up. One thing I am going to also do is I'm going to make some flagstone blocks, and we're probably going to start taking a look at getting our base set up a little bit as well. So that's the plan. We do have that buried treasure, which is, where's that at? It's actually just straight west of here. It's not too far away. We might go and hit that up as well here and get that done. Start working on some more quests for the traders so we can unlock another one. But anyway, thank you guys again so much for being here, and we'll catch you guys for the next video.